Survival games is one of the most interesting genre on YouTube, and it's always getting a lot of views when new games comes out. What if I tell you that there is a mix of survival game together with the city builder game, and it actually plays really very well? Well, then if you don't know about the game Survival the Abyss, I will tell you about it exactly today. If you are new to this channel, please press the subscribe button. If you are not new but you still don't have notification bell on, then please do that. And if you're just a subscriber who has notification bell, sit down and enjoy this review, because today I brought to you a game that you probably didn't know about, but you actually will love to play after this video. So let's go, Surviving the Abuse. We are starting. Survival the Abyss is the survival city building game developed by the Rockflare Studios and published by Paradox Arc. The game is set in the year 1976 during the Cold War, and players are tasked with the construction a deep-sea research facility, the perfect sea technology of human clothing. The game is set in the latest entry in Surviving series, which is including Surviving Mars and Surviving the Aftermath, which you probably seen on our channel, at least the Surviving Mars review. If not, well, you can find it on our channel, and believe me, it's also a cool game. The game starts with the players having limited resources, including a main colony building, known as the Central Hub, around which players can start building their settlements. There are several types of buildings in the game, including resource productions, life support, and cloning facilities. The game also features resource management, with players needing to manage more and more resources, such as steel, concentrate, quartz, glass, and coal, which is really very all important, and especially food, for example, that I didn't mention. It is really very important to gather food and research new genomes. Expanding the base and surviving the abyss requires players to build light towers, which provides the safe area for a building and prevent for unexpected horrors from the dark. Yes, there is very interesting part of the gameplay here that I have not mentioned yet, and it's surviving the horrors of underneath of the water. You can find a lot of different creatures that can damage your facilities and even kill your people, which is really very important to not lose your people, because people are always main resource. Well, it sounds kind of, well, strange, but yeah, it is how it is in the building games at least. The one thing that I will tell you that you need to build these life towers. Believe me or not, they will save you a lot of time. These light towers consume a lot of power, but making it difficult to maintain more at one in the beginning of the game. Additionally, players will need to construct sonar towers, which locate the habitats, points of the interest, resources, deposits, and fuel locations. Resources production in the game starts with finding small pockets and resources around the base and mining them with the mining ships. However, these resources will eventually run out, requiring players to establish more permanent resources production method. Through the research, players can construct exactors that allow them to gather resources permanently, but they're slow and require a lot of power. The game's main objective is to survive long enough and unlock the advantage technology such as cloning. However, players will always face many challenges, including the mining resources, power, and dealing with unexpected horrors, like I said. At this point, it's also very important to mention that the game's art is really very unique and atmospheric, with the focus on dark and heroic nature of the deep sea. In surviving the abyss, research really plays crucial roles, and once again want to repeat on that. Progressing in the game must be really managed effectively. Research data is collecting daily through the laboratories, with the basic lab kind of being accessible from the start. The research is divided in three tiers, with Tier 1 unlocking basic buildings and small improvements, Tier 2 unlocking advanced buildings and improvements, and Tier 3 unlocking the most advanced researches. It is important to advance researches as it greatly impacts progress. There are three types of population in this game: generalists, scientists, and engineers. Generalists are the backbone of the settlements that are present of the most building. Engineers are used to make this building and more efficient, and science are used to research the buildings and significantly increase research output. So the staff members can always go up increase through the cloning, which is done by a cloning lab, and requires collecting genomes from various habitats of points of interest. There are different types of genomes, by the way, in the game, that offer different kind of benefits, and reducing mutation and increasing the cloning success. Exploration of landmarks surrounding the base is necessary for research and resources only. These landmarks range from resources that deposit to habitats and points of interest. Events and random occurs also in the game. That, for example, something like of a birthday parties of the clone self attempting and something like that. The game's visuals, like I said in the game, really very cool. The sound is really both pleasing, with a unique setting and beautiful surrounding habitats. The sound theme is